Is Ava Jerome getting killed off General Hospital? Please subscribe to our YouTube channel General Hospital. In one episode alone, Alexis, Joss, and Nina clashed with Ava, with Alexis vowing to make her sorry for getting the ball rolling on her disbarment. Add in several former family members of Sonny's, now all traitors, who don't particularly like Ava's influence over him, and you have the perfect makings of a Who Shot Ava Jerome storyline. Now, I don't see Ava or Maura West going anywhere, but she's racking up enemies like no one else except Sonny at this point. Plus, there has to be some bigger reasoning the writers have for making Ava suddenly burn so many bridges. Last week, I wrote how every day on General Hospital was a tearjerker in the wake of Gregory's death. The tears continued a bit this week with Alexis and Finn leaning on one another, Tracy dropping by to check on Chase and Brooklyn, and the reading of Gregory's will. Tracy and Chase's conversation was exceptionally well written and acted, and the evolution of Tracy's feelings and becoming nice throughout this storyline has been one of the best parts of it. Though for a moment, I did wonder during Finn and Alexis leaning on one another if the drama with Liz could have the writers toying with giving Finn and Alexis another tree. Finn put on his big boy pants and apologized to Liz for completely melting down on her and swearing not to touch a drink again. When she checked on Finn later, all seemed to be forgiven and understood, but it feels like there has been a disturbance in the force in their relationship. After Chase and Finn's talk, and then his defending his brother to Liz, his overconfidence in Finn not taking another drink again seems like a big red flag. I can see Finn turning to the bottle after Gregory's memorial. Like I said last week, it seems the writers are using Gregory's death to shake up this very boring couple. Once again, Sonny isn't facing charges for the crimes he's committed. One good thing seems to come from him beating the tar out of Dex. He now claims he's done with Dex, calling him a distraction and a waste of his time, and he has bigger problems to deal with. That problem was predictably Jason. Friday ended with Hitman being sent to take out Jason, and it sure looked like Sonny sent them. But did he? Brennan could have. As Kate said on Friday, he appears to be having his trial stalled by his lawyers as if he's waiting for something big to happen. And while Brennan promised Carly he wouldn't hurt Jason, the crafty spy didn't exactly say no one would hurt him. We just have to wait until Monday to find out. I could actually get behind the idea of Sonny growing so manic that he tries to kill Jason himself, and Jason is forced to protect himself and take Sonny down. Sure, Jason wouldn't kill him, but it would be something to see. Plus, it would likely put Sonny in the hospital where finally they might be able to find out his meds aren't at the right dosage. It still boggles my mind nobody is pushing this harder. Frankly, this manic Sonny storyline, and the related Pikeman storyline, need to be wrapped up. It's gone on way too long, and it needs to be wrapped up in a way that Brennan walks out of Pentonville, because he and Carly are oddly great together. His getting her espionage advice was hilarious. I'd like to think we've seen the last of that nasty Fergus burn, but I don't think we have. I could see him showing up in Port Charles after Alexis has her license reinstated, just to try and make her life hell. I could also see them going head-to-head in court in the future. I was glad to see Alexis wonder out loud why Fergus was focused on her when it was Harmony who killed his brothers, though she also thinks since he can't go after Harmony, she's the next best thing. But why didn't she mention Harmony in court when Fergus was firing off all his accusations? I hope the show isn't going to actually take 30 days to let Alexis know their decision. As I joked last week, 30 days could be the equivalent of 3 months on a soap. Plus, as I also said, they wouldn't dare start this storyline only to uphold her disbarment. Or would they? Given the extreme character transformations that have been happening, I'm not so sure. So it looks like the Congressman Kane, or Quartermain story, is going full speed ahead. Michael was a pretty Debbie Downer about the whole idea until Drew's personal cheerleader, Willow, made him see why it was a great one. I don't have many thoughts on this storyline as I find it pointless. Well, the only point to it seems to be a reason for Drew to change his last name to Quartermain. Maxie and Spinelli were adorable in trying to figure out how they could live together as roommates who date. Spinelli trying to explain cookies to James was also pretty funny, and whoever has been styling Kirsten Storms lately is doing a phenomenal job. Finally, people were calling her TJ Maxie for a while there. I still can't help but feel something is going to happen to Christina's baby. However, now that she's in her third trimester, it might mean there will be a crisis, possibly caused by the stress of Sonny, but the baby won't pass. Then again, this soap loves to kill off children more than all the others. The crisis would also be what pushes Christina to not want to give up her baby, which most of us see coming. I thought Molly finally showed some growth in her conversations with Alexis and Carly, and realizing she can't dictate Christina's life and question everything she does, and she just has to hope Christina does what's best for her and the baby. However, not telling TJ what happened at the wedding. Oh, he's not going to love that. Actually, TJ finding out and then going off on Christina would also be an interesting way to put the baby in jeopardy. Finally, the Heather story has resurfaced after being sidelined for a few weeks. And while I can understand Portia's frustration in Laura trying to look into whether Heather's metallosis should be considered in her case, it still doesn't make Portia's screaming, crying, and harping any less annoying or headache-inducing. That's all for my thoughts, opinions, and speculations this week. As always, leave yours in the comments. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, General Hospital Update, and stay with us.